All right, cats, moms, and dads, we are here back in the spot, making it happen, rapping. So today we're gonna work on hinges, guys. And I gotta tell you, I was very intimidated by making hinges for a long time in my jewelry life because I just thought they were just like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what it's what it takes. So that's what this video is for, is to take the mystery out of doing hinges and show you guys that it's really not that difficult. I've learned a couple ways to do it. I've updated my method since I first learned how to do it, and I'll kind of just briefly show you in on a sketch. First way that I learned how to make hinges. So if you have a piece of silver like this, and then you have a piece of silver like this, and you want them to have hinges, right? The other way I learned is to get just your tube, put your tube between this gap, right? And then you go through with a saw and you saw here, saw here, turn, saw here, saw here, saw there. That's another way to do it. The reason why I don't like that way is because it might be better if you use a very, very small saw blade, but the width of the saw blade is 1, 2. So whatever your saw blade is, there's going to be a gap between that saw blade width, and it makes your hinge a little wobbly. So if you don't mind a looser hinge, if you want a really tight hinge, go with the route that I just showed you. And if you don't mind the hinge having a little play, you can go this route. Just remember to harden your 18 gauge wire before you put it in there. Spin it with the drill, zzz, and it'll harden it. And then whenever you put it in there, it won't be as malleable. Little tips, guys. I know it's a lot, but I don't know what to say now. I'm just gonna stop. How I used to do it and how I do it now, and you'll see that the hinges now are going to be a lot tighter, not as wobbly like this. And yeah, this was my first hinge that I ever did, and you can see you put the two hinges on the heavy part and the one middle hinge on the light part, just for stability. But this is a piece that I made, as this is a prototype of, I call it the boom clasp. I've been all over Taos, Santa Fe, Arizona, all these different, all kinds of jewelry shops. I've never seen this. And I don't think I invented it, but it kind of seems like that because I haven't seen it anywhere. And I've asked people to show me something that looks like this or that works like this, and I've gotten feedback to saying that I should put the hinge I should put this the other way, I should do it a different way, but I've had this for 3 years and I've never had any issues. It's really worked very, very well for me. But yeah, you just boom. This is actually designed to fit on my right hand, but I switch it over to my left hand. It's interchangeable. But yeah, it's comfortable. Doesn't come off whenever you're fighting people at the pool hall. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, hinges, made easy. Let's do this. A little sweep. Sometimes little pieces of solder can get stuck in these cracks, and you have little pieces you don't really know they're there. So just a little housekeeping, friends. So let me share, I did some of the homework for you, and I'm just going to pass the answers on to you. This is what I use for my tube. That's it right there if you want to look at that. Item number 100903. And I've learned through my homework that 18 gauge round wire fits perfectly inside this size of tube. And I have this 18 gauge round wire, number 100318, if you want to order these together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to always have like some of this wire in with this tube, so that whenever I need to make a hinge, I just grab the bag and it already has the wire in there, because I spent a lot of time remembering what wire and fitting the wire and reminding myself what wire goes in what tube. So pair them together, and it's always a smart idea. These are both new, so we're just gonna go for it, man. We're gonna cut some tube and then get ready for hinge process. I would advise not to use snippers or shears or the scissor things, because it'll pinch the metal and then you'll have a hard time getting it round again. So just do a saw, do that with a saw, and just be patient, because it bites hard. It doesn't cut really easy because it's a tube. I don't know why, the teeth just don't like it, but just be patient and you'll get it. All right, guys, so this is 12 millimeters wide, and what I did is I measured 3 4-millimeter wide segments, and you have to account for the width of the blade. So I just made them just a little bit bigger than 4 on each of them, so that they can fit. And if they're hanging out the edge a little bit, that's okay. If the 2 outside ones are a little bit longer, you can file those later. You don't have to get them perfect right here. All right, free spirits, here we go. I cut these. I made the outside ones a little bit longer to hang out, and I can file those down later, but just so I don't have to be perfect. Here we go, friends. So this is it. We got the big piece, which we talked about. Well, I thought about it in my mind. I didn't share it with you guys yet, I don't think. We're gonna put the 2 hinges parts on the big piece for stability, just like that. And we're gonna do the 1 piece, this middle piece, just like that. And we're gonna solder this side to this side and solder that side to that side, and that's basically it, guys. It's not rocket surgery, but you know, you can tell your friends it is so that they think you're like super duper genius. But this is how we're gonna start, guys. I don't know if you can do a smaller drops, if there's a such thing as smaller drops. If anybody out there in Juanitosville knows. Let's push this guy in just a little tiny bit, because we could always file the inside of those cylinders to get them just right. All right, guys, here we go. We're probably gonna edit past that. Who knows if we did or not. We're gonna give it some heat. And here we're gonna go hard solder, friends, because I'm gonna heat, once I put adornments on this, it's gonna get heated up several times. I think I've always done hard solder. Do you guys hear that Western Colorado wind? I'm not feeling it, because that means a cold front's coming in, because I took meteorology in college because I had to. I took a couple classes in college that I had to take that I didn't really want to, and it's like, you got to pay for that. Really? Weather and climate, I have to learn about. I guess that they want you to be well-rounded. I don't know. My friends are like, yeah, it's kind of cloudy out, and I'm like, yeah, upper level disturbance. They're like, you're weird. Who says that? I said, oh, sorry, I went to college. Like a dumb. I don't promote college, guys. I think it's a scam, but that's a different story for a different video. But I do have a degree. I actually have a master's degree. I'm not going to name the institution. I don't want to go out. I don't want them to get hate mail. You gave this guy a degree. It's because I got a crappy part of the block. It's all... Oh. So you guys notice that I'm not using my rotating block, because it's that... The ceramic on that block is a heat sink. Big time. Let's do the small one first, guys. Okay, I'm going to heat the big part. I'm heating the big part so that it, because that little cylinder wants to heat fast, because it's by itself, and you're heating the big part, and you're looking at the solder starting to respond. Let's bring it because it'll follow the heat. I think we got it, guys. Boom. Now let's focus over here. Again, this is hard solder. Okay, yeah. Did I get good right there? Yeah, I did. Okay, all right. So that's it. We're gonna quench it and then we'll examine it. All right, friends, I just quenched it. It's still a little hot on this side, but if you look at that right there, guys, boom, that's your hinge. We're gonna take this little piece of wire, 18 gauge, feed it through that first hinge, wiggle it to get it through that middle second hinge. Keep pushing. It's through the second hinge, and then boom, all the way through. And at this point, friends, you can what I do typically is I'll melt one side, and then I'll file it flat, and then I'll put it on, I'll buff it so it gets nice and soft. So it's a soft little half, like a flat round, so it won't go through that end. And on this end, what I typically do is I need pointers on this, is I'll cut it right here, and then I'll get my hammer, and I'll go little X's. I'll go this way, and I'll go this way, and then I'll go this way until it starts to mushroom out. And I try to get it as close as I can, and then it won't move. And that's exactly what I did here. This is the melted side, and this is the hammered side. And like I said, it still works. Antics aside, this is the hinge, guys. It's that simple. This is what we're making right here, guys. All right, guys, this is the finished product, dudes. This is the hinge. I just have this wire in here right now, but I will remove it to continue working on it. But yeah, this is it. Hinges are cool. So now you know how to make hinges. Pretty simple. I gave you some part numbers if you want to try those sizes, but you're free to try whatever size you want. And there's other videos out there and ideas too. But this is going to help in your jewelry adventures, to get out there and improve your skills and explore jewelry, making cool stuff, using your imagination, being free and being brave. So go out there and get it, friends. I'm Ben Boom, and I'm out. Peace. Thank you.